Hello, friends. This is a this is not video number 7. I'm gonna have to correct a few points and then add a few notes here on some more observations that I was able to deduce or sort out some facts here. So here in this scene, as I explained, the wordings and the dogma and so on, dogma against dogma, blah blah, all that I said earlier, and then of course. You can clearly see there's a face here, right? It's there's a face here. If you look closely, you will come to see it. I don't know, that may be Brett's face, but no, it looks like a demonic entity here or something of the sort. Okay, so that's that. Now, the point I'm gonna make here is that when he gives him the pen back, first he shouts at him, right? Let's see. And then once you see the smoke, as a matter of fact, here hints at a supernatural entity that's not made of us, like flesh and blood. And notice how Devil Parker here is so coward. He pushes Brett forward.
Take a look at this, man. Right, where you got a pen? I give it to me, quick. Come on!
See, he shouted him. He was hesitant, and he's sweating. What this means here, he's pushing him into some kind of a battle, right? Pushing somebody into, where to a place where they don't want to be. Right? That's what he was doing. And then he shouted him. That's an order, ownership order. So if they own you, similar to, remember that movie, the Mafiatic movie, when this guy comes asking for a favor, and then the Godfather does him a favor, but then later he calls him for something very dangerous, and he cannot refuse, right? Now the storage lockers, like I said, I think they mean money here, or whatever that is, right? So here I am thinking that, as I explained it earlier, but I am thinking that here, Brett himself is the sacrifice to stop, right? To erase and stop that dogmatic acid, the blood of dogma.
I didn't say anything like that except molecular acid. It must be using food.
He's scared shitless, right? Yet he keeps talking, eating. This guy, you want to get his services, you have to pay, right? And they paying him, right?
Blood. It's got a wonderful defense mechanism. You don't dare kill it. What about Cain?
Okay, so Cain now, I don't know. There's something here. But Cain apparently seems to be the catalyst, or the host, or the conveyor, the carrier of the bug, if you will. However, here, I think Brett realizes that he's being sacrificed, pushed forward into the trench warfare. Notice.
What do we do now? Cain to Ash.
See?
You get back to work.
He's trying to get a hold on the moment, decipher the meaning of it.
Forward.
Huh? Okay, so here, I want to show you something here.
Okay.
Okay, the pen is printer here, may denote writing things, right? Authorizing the writing things and so on. But now I have a better handle on this machine.
Right.
Okay, this is a money printer. So as you can see, this prints hundreds. And those are the 12 tribes, right? And there's food here and beer, right? Yeah, this looks like a face, darn it. Anyways, and so with this, right? So these are 12, right? 12 tribes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then these are the members of these cells or tribes, hidden cells, sleeper cells. This is very funny, right? And this here is the printer, right? They needed to restart generating money for the multitude that really cannot do anything else. They are willing to spy for you all you want, right? Guild all you for you all you want, so long you're feeding them, just like you're feeding Parker here.
Yeah, not sure that was it. Feel like I've been in this place a month.
That's maybe 30 years or something of the sort. I don't know.
We should have landed in this place in the first place.
Shouldn't have landed on this damn ball and all that.
So,
Well, soon we pack this thing up and get out of here.
so this here and get out of here, meaning leave everybody else behind, really. I mean, and this is again reigniting the money generating machine, right? And the machine here does not just mean a mechanical machine, it means a whole big machine, right? You know, shares, stock market, and you know whatnot, right? Banks, crypto banks, yeah, no. Get ready for some disastrous and massive gulping and eating. You know, it's going into back into the WH. Okay. Okay, I think I have a better handle on this moment here. These are shoes. These are shoes, right? And I want you to see something here. Here, there's a gate. It's the door of a temple, gate of a temple, right? You know, there's like a portico just behind it, foyer or portico, and then there's like an arch here, something similar to that, right? So here, this is an entrance of a temple. I don't know, say for example, in Petra, Red Rock City, and these are the members or the adherent of that. So this here, this box here, this here is a facade of a temple, right? And that's what he's doing. He's looking here, trying to see what's inside, right? Who controls this, right? This temple. As much as I hate to put it, I think he means a mosque here. Mosque, you know, Muslim mosque, right? And here there's some kind of a fortified thing that, you know, Zion belongs to or something of the sort. But that's not what I am seeing here, right? And there's a camera that is always monitoring, you know, what's going on here, right? And these are the adherents, and that's the religion. I think what he means by that is religion of Islam. Now, those shoes, as I told you, they kind of show you that there is something here, you know, like this is a mosque. That's how when we go into a mosque, we take off our shoes, right? So again, that may be, you know, again, this is, I'm pretty sure what this is now, you know, this is the gate of a temple, right? And here there's a safe of money or something of the sort. So, and he is like looking inside to see what's going on and who is who and so on and so on. Now he sees, right? Now that's what he sees. He verifies that's what it is. And he believes it's in Cain. Cain is, you know, call him Ishmael, right? Let me see. Right? Okay. This is, sorry, I forgot to pause it. This is a note here. When you see those stacked, you know, slates and perforations anywhere in the movie, that means like the best explanation to it is to say to sing the song "Brick in the Wall," right? Let me show you some of that. And then again, this is a camera. As you can see, there's always monitoring here. You know, this place is being monitored. You know, intelligence, undercover, false adherence, and that gets very complex here. Okay, that's what I mean by that. And this is all over the place, right? This is all over the movie, on all the walls and so on. And that's what I mean by it. I can explain here, I can elucidate with like prolonged explanation of what I believe these are. But here I believe those, right? It's best explained in the song Brick in the Wall, right? You know who that is. So again, I am back a little bit. I'm gonna scroll back, or in hindsight, I think Brett is really pretending to be a subservient serf or worshipper, or takes order from Parker, but he really under the cover is working with. So he's undercover, deceiving Parker, because now Ripley keeps tap or handle on Parker by way of a follower, right? Adherent, or a minion, right? Now I'm beginning to see why he's talking like that, and he's always showing total subservience, but he is gesturing, right? And here he took a deep, like, exhale deep on the smoke, means burn him or something of the sort.
What they're looking for out there, that mean we get full shares?
And then I explained this before.
Worry, Parker, yeah. You'll get whatever's coming to you.
Look, I'm not gonna do any more work. We get this straightened out.
Brett.
I don't think he's talking about himself now. I think he means him. He's thinking about not doing any more work, right? So he senses him, like he needs money, is what he's saying. It's like, give him money, is what he's saying.
You're guaranteed by law to get a share.
So the law here means he is one is human and one is not, right? One is AI, like there's this concept in this old Babylonian book. I don't want to say its name, but I think you know who I'm talking about, right? That if you're not born to Ripley, you're like whatever.
Why don't you just fuck off?
Okay, here I think now I understood that. First, I didn't understand what it is. Here, I think he's gesturing here to like nail him, right? Or screw him up, or something of the sort, right? Or something. That's what he's communicating to Ripley or Sarah now, is that all this chat is about him, right? So here, the report, nobody has to report. He doesn't have to report by paper or verbally or anything else. It's just, that's the communication of the deep state, right? That's how they communicate. Well, one of the mediums, right? They got quite a few there.
What?
All right. So here, I'm gonna add another theory, and that is, I believe this here is whatever Ash was looking at, which I call temple or mosque, right? And then here they entered that religion, right? Undercover, right? They don't want to be affected, so they're guarding against that by wearing protective gear and dogma, and especially the head, protecting the head, right? And so on and so on. And now they enter that apparently that edifice or that cavern or something of the sort. They have quite imaginations. Like they're imaginative, right? But anything. It's anything but right? It's anything but correct. What is history? What we know from history and what we know about things, and so on, and where we're going, as humanity and the other dimension and so on, and the other world, right? They just don't understand. I mean, I'm very confident of that now. Okay, I want to show you something here. So I explained what that is, and that's certain what I explained. However, here I want to show you something. I thought now I have a just different tack on it, different bearing on it. I am still sticking with my theories earlier, but I think, okay, this is Sarah, right? Ripley, but an earlier Ripley. I think this is a breach, just like they're doing now, into that religion or so, right? But this has failed, and whoever's still within is hidden, is fossilized, is and so on and so forth. But they're warning them, don't come in here. You're not gonna get so and so, whacked so and so. And here in this movie, Sarah supposedly this time around is successful. I assure you that's not the case. Okay, one quick note on Ash. I think Ash here, they're trying to show Ash as keeping his, like I said, he's like his own, singing his own tune, you know, and singing his own song and walking his own walk and playing anybody here, and he seems to be like crossing from one dimension to another, right? This particular guy, who was actually a descendant of Hagar or Lambert, right? However, he keeps his own information. I mean, he disseminates almost no information at all of what he knows, unless it is noticed or unless it's useless or unless it's just in the framework of what makes the mission successful, is what I'm trying to say. So he knows the secrets. Now, I said that's a mosque, right? It could be something of a maga or maja, right? You know, the Magi's, secret of the Magi's and so on. You know, that temple where he was standing and peering in to see what's going on, right? He's keeping all that to himself, regardless of whether it means a Muslim mosque or it means a Magi fireplace or whatever it is. You know, it's just that. Okay, one more theory about those buttons here. There may be binary things. Here, in fact, you may see something like the 937 or the 1100 or the 2137 or things of the sort. I don't know. I mean, here it's just a speculation, right? They are binary. And these are the members, just like these are members of that particular entrance of a temple or a mosque, right? But then here the camera is looking outward, meaningly whatever is in there is monitoring who's coming and who's entering and who's leaving, right? So it's not willy-nilly, you can't just walk in. So in a sense, I would say this here, this temple here, or this edifice and all these adherents, right? The bricks in the wall, right? That may be the entrance or the ship itself, that derelict ship, right? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, look, if you follow all that I said so far, you will begin to formulate a really interesting flow of events here, the confluence of events and what it amounts to. They're telling a story that is not real, of course, but some of it is actually real I mean, it'll take me like hours and hours, but I can relate some of these events and scenes here into events, tie them with historical events, right? I mean, Zion and so on, right? So that's what I think it is. So these are the ones that are handling, you know, so handling whatever these guys are. So, and they're white, notice, they're white. So it's always, when you're white and green, when you're white, you're out in the open, right? When you're blue and you're red, then you're hidden in the conduits or the occults and organizations and intelligence agencies and so on, right? So that's what I'm talking about here. Yeah, I did in the commentary, I did mention the Shawshank Redemption. Well, the Shawshank Redemption, I mentioned that Morgan Freeman was something, right? But he is, right? He is Parker in that movie. He is definitely Parker in that movie, right? Now, Rita Hayworth, why did I bring Rita Hayworth? Because she was married to the leader or commander of that occult called Ismailism, right? They're still around, but within, somebody hid behind them or within them. Established them first, they established them, and then they hid behind them and opened a tunnel, right? So they can, conduct their rebellion against supposed God, right? Who is the warden, right? That's the significance of that Rita Hayworth's picture on the wall, right? Oh, I can explain so much in there. Of course, this is like daydreaming. But hey, they're having fun and they're making money, However, we all come to an end. That formula, or namus, as I mentioned earlier, is going to close all the fork. The fork, there's a fork, right? And then that fork is going to have to reunite again, and things will have to be written down. And that's that. I'm not going to say any more on the Shawshank Redemption. Neither will I comment on it. But yeah, Morgan Freeman is Parker. Denzel Washington in The Fallen is also Parker. And I will show you, actually, I'm going to show you something else, hopefully in this commentary or notes on the commentary notes on videos 1 through 6, right? So the meaning here is they entered that religion and that ship and so on, but at the same time they got breached. You know, there was the first breach, but then they got infected, and there is a breach within now. You see how it is like? So that camera in front of the temples or mosques facade, right? Pointing out, apparently this is here now, it's a game of cat and mouse and so on. That's what they're thinking. Okay, here,
Just give me the short version. How far there is? 10 months.
so I don't know what 10 months mean. It may mean 10 years, it may mean something of the sort, right? I don't know really, but I think it's not 10 months until they reach maturity on, you know, stock market and banks and cryptos, whatnot, right? You know, the biggest theft in history is just about to, biggest heist and, you know, like, what is it? Stick up, right? It's about to take place, but all that money is useless, man. All that money is useless. I assure you. It has to be signed on. Nobody's gonna sign on it.
Right.
Okay, I thought I was able to resolve another gesture here. So notice, the conspiracy is very obvious here, and the divisions and so on. Worst shit I've ever seen. He's talking about Cain and his mother, right? And possibly Dallas as well.
Cornbread.
I want you to notice when this guy, right, smoking and eating,
I am cold.
Still with us, Brett?
I mean, are you on our side? Or is he talking about the other one, as I mentioned earlier in my videos, that he's not even with us, right? He's not even awakened. You know, are you like here? Are you hello, right? So now this guy is drinking and she is drinking too. I think this is a sign of poison. Notice how he he reflects that on his face, right? His demeanor, his looks, his his gestures. It tells you that he's drinking poison, or what he means is Cain, right?
Right.
See?
He's dead.
So the drinking here is a reflection of being nauseous, of the reflection on the face says that they're talking about poison here. So again, that's like ingesting poison. That's the gesture or the feeling on the face, reflecting on the face. I don't know what the word is, right? Let's look again.
Cornbread. I am cold.
Still with us, Brett?
See, that's what I'm talking about here.
He's dead.
Okay. Here's something I couldn't help but notice. I mean, I know this is a probably medical mask or something, but someone here is trying to make these two look like pigs, right? So 1-8, right?
Okay.
Same thing here. They're trying to say this guy is a pig, right? And then notice, like I mentioned, the demonic look face, the way he's shaven and so on. And I've seen this before on the face of a demon that looks like a human. But I could be wrong, of course. I mean, this is just a medical mask. Here's a side note as well. I saw something. Notice Parker, and like, I think Parker covers his nose, right? He cannot stand the smell. Why? Because he's like them. He's got probably blood like them. He emerges out of the same world. He being the Satan or 666 or fallen angel, right? See? This I couldn't figure out no matter what. really. Yeah, a side note on those teeth, if your teeth are made of metal like that, you'd never want to see a dentist anymore. And if there's like any breakage or break-in tooth or, you know, cavities or whatnot, you go to the iron smiths and they put like some kind of weld for you. That would be nice. You can even crunch on you don't need even nutcracker. Okay, as you well know, the ideas by Geiger or Giger is really from a book that's called the Necronomicon, right? Which is attributed to a Yemenite Arab called Abdul Hazari. Although there are mentions of it in history, but really there is no such thing to corroborate its existence. So it's probably there, but more on the occultic side, probably not that far back, probably later when the occult started to form around 1,000 years ago, and so on and so forth. And the investors have got a lot to do with that. So the reason I'm saying this is the head, right? The head here, as you know, Geiger and his the deleted scene show hieroglyphic symbols, right? And Egyptian and pyramids and so on and so forth. This here may be Akhenaton. You know Akhenaton? He's got like a portrait on Egyptian walls and papyrus, whatnot, right? Having an elongated head, right? So that could be him. Or now in movie number 4 or 6, I will make a comment on that. The head of the alien looks like that of a hoopoe. Hoopoe is a bird, right? What we call in Arabic hudhud, right? Hudhud, right? Hudhod, or hoopoe, hopo, Hopoe, right? It looks like that one, at least in that release. I think the fourth DVD or the, you know, number 6 or something of the sort, and that's very significant. If they mean by that the hoopoe, oh, I know what they're trying to make interpretation of the Quran, right? And they have a problem. These guys have a problem. I'm telling you. But that's what it is. This here could be either Akhenaton, you know, the head, right? Or it could be the hoopoe, right? Hopo. Maybe when I get there, I will on that video release, I will explain some of that as well and what they're making assumptions of. Let's see. All right. Okay, the Last Supper is very indicative of what I told you about. Like they poisoned him, you know. Maybe they're using it passively, not as the Jesus's Last Supper, right? Perhaps, you know, it's very obvious now. This guy is a victim, right? He's being used. He's a maroon. Is that what Bugs Bunny says? Oh, what a maroon, right? Things of the sort. Give me a second, right? So he's Ishmael, right? And he's the victim. You know, he's being sacrificed, right? Okay, let's see. I got something here. I got something to say here. All right, here, as you can see, this white dress and gown, I thought of it before as probably a priests of Magas or Magi's priests, right? Maga actually, MAGA, right? Not your, well, maybe it is your ex-president and so on. Maybe it is red and so on, right? So yeah, it's an occultic indicator. And this guy is wearing blue pants, right? What's it? Trousers? I don't know what you call them. They look medical to me, you know, medical. And so is she, right? They're wearing the same. So maybe that's her feeble son or something of the sort. I don't know. But here, I looked again and I saw something else. You know those Arab tribes, leaders, and Bedouins? They wear a cloak or a kaftan like this, a cloak, right? They wear a cloak like this, almost exactly. That's how it is. They wear it like above their long dresses, you know, and here they're accusing him of being like a whore or a prostitute or something of the sort. So here, he's dressed like those Arabs, right? You know, that thing here, the cloak, is like Arabs. Of course, it's a white color, so it kind of diverts your attention from spotting what they're really talking about, or from what capturing their ill-intended reference here, right? And then, of course, on the inside, he's a woman, right? he's a woman, he's a coward, he's a whore, or he's something of the sort, right? And then she's like, she's, you know, this is not the one that, the son that you're proud of, right? Is what they're trying to say here. But that's definitely, that definitely looks like an Arab cloak, right? You know, which they wear above, on their shoulder and down. Okay, here, as you can see, there are medical instruments, right? As if he's being operated on, is what I'm seeing here, right? Operated on. The missing guest, right? Now they think they're in control of whatever is a guest or in the host, right? The guest and the host. So this is the host. Notice the title of the chapter. It's the missing guest and the host, right? So now the guest is outside of the host, and you know, you saw what I'm talking about. But then here, they're operating on him really physically. These guys are so weirdos that they think by operating on someone or poisoning them or something like that, they force the spirit or whatever they're trying to acquire or capture to leave or go into someone else or something. I never seen any, you know, they're so feeble, man, and they're so weirdos about their thoughts and so on. You know, they're willing to do whatever to achieve that which is not achievable. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, you know, those cameras that move as entities and the humming and so on, you know, this could mean, you know, hidden means crypto, not crypto, you know, like monetary or whatnot, and that too, right? But hidden here, you know, when I mentioned those entities that you don't see, could mean the crypto. You know, you got crypto so and so, crypto so and so as persons, right? You know, they have certain religion or certain nature, and they masquerade as somebody else, right? This was created in the past, and it's still practiced heavily, and it causes a lot of deaths. It's called taqiyya. Remember what I'm saying here, taqiyya, Taqia, or Taqya, taqiyya. This is a Shiite thing, but really it's more than that. It was given to them by you know who, right? And the gown, actually, I don't know. Maybe the gown means the, you know, the what rabbis wear on. No, that I would say a little bit far fetched because the rabbis wear it on their head. So those entities I was talking about earlier, and the spirits and the ghosts and so on, may just simply mean crypto. You know, like somebody hiding, masquerading as something else, or hiding within a religion and undercover and so on. It may just mean that actually. So after fixing the money machine, money generating machine, right, for those 12 brackets, and they're adhere, you know, the bricks in the walls and so on, as I mentioned earlier in this video, now the ship is able to take off, you know, and it's all blue. All the blues are taking off and leaving everybody, everyone else behind. No penniless, no money and whatnot, right? You know, there's a theory about the 1 billion in the world, leaving 1 billion alone for utility. And I think the author of that is Malthus. Oh, that's taking place now, folks. Well, it's not going to work, but guess what? It'll leave a lot of deaths and misery and killing and so on and so forth. But new dawn will shine on men, and all these stories will just be history, probably erased from history. So after fixing that money machine, you know, Brett and Parker were fixing that machine and on that damn ball, and the wind chime and whatnot. Wind chime means they're outside of the city. They're sitting like in farms and so on, right? That's where they keep all their stuff, right? So when you go to farms, there's probably bad stuff going on in there. There's a song called Sierra, right? And Sierra, right? And they're in there's like a in a farm somewhere, and it's obscure, and it's a beautiful song though. Not the lyrics, rather, you know. Okay, after fixing the money, the ship is able to take off now, right? Okay, so now
Thanks again. Number two's overheating.
there's like resistance about fleecing people of their money and stuff. I mean, you know, deck B and C. I don't know about that. Spit on it, you know, or step on it, right? Christ, for Christ's sake. So that means the the Christians and so on. Hatta, you know, this is now they're trying to escape, right? After they fleeced. I mean, like, you know, that grading Frensington and Fleece Away Institute of De-Economicization and De-Financing and Fleecing in the world, right? So now this is a very critical moment. You know, the disconnection from all that they robbed and stole. I mean, they, you know, convinced of investment and so on, right? And banks and whatnot. But the fighting is still going on. See, the firing is still going on, right? Those guns blazing.
1 kilometer on ascension.
Engage artificial gravity.
Engage.
I'm altering the vector now.
Altering the vector. Let's see. Oh, man. That's like altering the records. So nobody knows what happened. I don't know what that is.
Now.
CNG, inhibit CNG control. I don't know. What do you think that means, CNG? Sounds like greeting, capturing, neutralizing, and grounding of those who've been fleeced. All right, have some fun, man.
Struts retract.
Starts retracting.
That's it, separation happened. Oh, look at her eyes. Oh man, she's evil, right? If you have a neighbor like that, that looks like that, even blondes, right? Oh man, be careful. Be very careful. The shooting's going on here. She's great, beautiful, huh? Well, look what he says. He's happy. The operation is completed now. They're like state within a state, right? Independent.
We fixed up, we stayed fixed, don't we, Brad Baby?
Stays fixed, huh? Now you may think that they're back, like no love lost. I mean, like friends and brothers and so on. But Parker is going to be screwed. Okay, I just wanted to show you here what's going on about the ship, which is really Zion here. That's what I'm trying to say here, right? And that 20 million mineral ore. Okay, here there's something else I noticed way back and I've forgotten about it, but now I remembered it. So I recollected, and let me show you what that is. Notice the belt buckle on Cain himself. It keeps changing. So the belt buckle changes. Notice here it's like that 8 thing. Remember that was floating or reflecting on Dallas's head? See, I don't know. I thought they were changing those buckles. There are a couple of scenes also where the buckle appears and it's different, right? 2, 4, 6, 1, 6, 3, 1, 6, right? So there's like 63, 6, 6, 6 or something of the sort, right? I think that means a lot here. The screen is not wasted, not even 1 minute of it, not even one corner. And here you got your fruits and you got your cigarettes and so on and so forth. So here I had a little bit of problem counting. So my elementary school skills, you know, like I think I made it to the 5th grade or something. But count with me here, right? I mean, it shows like 3, 1, 2, 3, and there's 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So this is an 8 octagon here. But you may say there's like something here that is not, that is a place or a spot where it's not in incubation status, whatever that is. So I'm going to count. So here's Parker. He's Brett next to him. Kane, uh, Ash, excuse me. Okay, so Kane, Ash, Lambert, Dallas. Dallas, Lambert. You can see the face, right? I think that's Lambert, right? Kane, Lambert, Ash. No. Dallas, Lambert, Ash, Kane. That's 4. Parker and Brett are 2. So that's 6. So we just need one more. But I am looking in the back here. If I can see Dallas and I can see Brett, right? Then there's one more. But then I'm looking in the back. There's a place of 2. In the back, there's 1, 2, and probably 3, right? So there are 3 here. It just, I mean, it gets me here. I can't correlate or fit the 6 here I see with whatever apparatus that is, right? You know, this thing here, right? The so in the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There has to be 3 here, at least 3. That's what I'm seeing. So if we don't see, let's see, if we don't see, we see Ripley, then we have one extra or 2 extra. See, that's what I'm talking about here. So here, there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? In the back, there has to be 2. 4, 4, 4. No. So there has to be 2. So here, you can see 3, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to see. If there's 6, if you can see 6 here, right, then there has to be 2 in the back. Anyways, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. There could be something sinister here. Here's something I wanted to say to you now. In this movie and iconic movies, the one that you always speculate about, and these iconic movies, not the cheap ones, right? The ones that take time and they're still popular and so on, there's always something called hidden script. Hidden script, whether it's gesture or words or sentences or communications or looks or, you know, items on the floor or something of the sort, right? There's always that something that I call, there's a script for those who like to go to the movie, cry or be scared or something of the sort. And there's a script, hidden script for those who do really want to know what this is all about. And it tells you a lot. I mean, from what here, I wouldn't even waste a minute, right? But what I'm trying here to say is I learned a lot from it. And this reflects really on certain existing dogmas and so on, mainly the 10% or what I call deep state. Now notice here you see blue, but it's really not blue, right? Excuse my setup here. You know, my studio is poor. I can't afford any better than that. So here, right, it's white. So what that means here, they're out in the open among the humans, among nations, and so on and so forth. And they're just asleep, right? Asleep here means they're not awakened, right? They just like you go to work, you bring home the food home, and blah 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 blah. So whenever you see white color, it's the out in the open, right? You know, they're like in the market, in the movies, you know, at work, and so on and so forth. This is all walks of life here. So back to Denzel Washington here. Denzel Washington here is like Yaphet Kotto. He is the fallen angel, right? Now here it shows. I hope it shows because I have, you know, I have some bad reflections here, and it's off the screen, low quality, low resolution screen. So I'm gonna try to capture it. Give me a second. So here you're gonna see him, right, in reflection. And then you're gonna see his eyes turn white. They freeze white, right? Let me capture it for you. So here, this is toward the end of the movie. This is the confrontation with Jonesy and the captain, right? When he commits suicide. So look at the reflection on the glass. Let me try to capture it. See, you can see one here. I couldn't capture it. I don't have that fine machinery. But if you look at the outline of his head and see the eye here, and then you will see the other eye. Oh, you'll definitely see the face of a demon here. Let me try to capture it again. Keep noticing. You will see the white eye here. Keep noticing. Did you see it? That's definitely a demon here. You know, if you look closely at the face as it moves across the glass door, you know, the reflections of it, or at least the transparency shows you something else. Oh, you will definitely see that in the tail and so on. So that's Denzel Washington. Like I told you, whenever they want to portray the devil or the fallen angel and so on, they use a black man. As unfortunate as it sounds, well, they may have the same consideration for someone like me. You know, I'm like what you call a GOYEM. Shade. So here, it may mean he just got possessed, right? And the cat, right? So entering here, it may mean he got possessed. Uh-oh. So if the cat realized what he is, then the cat is an evil spirit or something of the sort. Here he may be getting possessed.
There are moments which mark your life. Moments when you realize nothing will ever be the same.
See,
Time is divided.
he goes and gets possessed here.
Before this,
And that's when he exits. He's got that eye, he's got that tail, he's got that look of a demon, right? This may be it. I don't know. But this also says that he is Parker and he is Halloran and he is Morpheus and so on. They all have the same role. So I showed you this and I made some fun of it before. But what he's saying here, you go in there and you meet those in the forest, right? In the forest, they're all in the forest or something of the sort. That's where you get possessed, right? And you're never the same anymore. But I'm gonna have some more fun here. Let me show you. Okay, it may not be obvious here, but on a high resolution, I think within this dark area here, you could see a face, right? You could see a face, and I made fun of that before. Well, you know what? I'm still gonna make fun of it, but let me here something falls. So apparently there is a magic here. You know, he's not looking at you, but something else. So you become his ass, right? When you go join them, I mean, like assimilate. They take you in and assimilate you in. That's what you become here. You become an ass, right? And then you watch others for him, right? Keep noticing when he sees that face, something falls on him. I don't know what that is. See? It's a net. It's a net. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a net, right? I mean, you may say these are like something just caved in and these are just roots of a tree or branches or something like that. Maybe, but they do certainly look like a net to me, right? So he's being hunted down or caught now, captured. Okay, here later you will see that the tail of the devil looks like that, the tail of the xenomorph in Alien. I got a few notes to make here. I'm afraid I'm going to have to make more fun of these. As I mentioned earlier, you know, that one looked like a brother to me. And look, this is not a Christian thing. Here I'm seeing Snooky. Snooky here decided to stop and get rid of those laborious, injurious situations, right? And become a bride of Christ. This is very funny, isn't it?
Does apocalypse mean anything to you?
Sure it does. Apocalypse was the Greek word for revelation.
Revelation. You mean like the book of the Bible? Revelation. All right, thank you.
So apocalypse here means veil lifted. What they're trying to say here is that he went to the cabin in the wood, right? A cabin in the woods. Here, sounds familiar, like a movie. And then he got his veil lifted. He began to see what others don't see. And that's the world of demons or fallen angels, however you want to put it, right? You know, some of that is true, but the word fallen angel is not correct by itself, right? There are, I know by senses, there are two different worlds aside from us humans, right? And so on and so forth, right? But here, what they mean by veil lifted is that if you look at this movie closely, and this is not a commentary on this movie, that he began to see, right? You know, around him and who is who and so on and so forth and whatnot, right? And then that's what Mark Goodman or John Goodman told him, is that, oh, you find out the game, you will be promoted. Meaningly, if you want to go in there, you know, start looking, you know, you either so and so or you get promoted. That's what he means. And then they brought him a beautiful mare, right? that talked to him, right? You know, promised him. She never really promised him anything. She just like hovered around him, and he got like Denzel Washington, black man. You know, he was drooling about the white woman. As soon as he gets there, and they get the seat from him, similar to Kane, right? They dispatch him. Have a nice day. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, and next video is definitely number 7. We continue the commentary, the normal commentary on the movie, and this is just side notes and continuation on the commentary. Have a nice day. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, today is November 9th, 24 and 3:31 p.m. Westmont time, just by Chicago, Illinois.